So, what do you think about caffeine?
I don't know. Well, I didn't drink coffee until probably I was in my 30s, and I went through the Navy without drinking coffee. Because let's be frank, it just tastes nasty. It's an acquired taste. And finally, I took up drinking coffee because just to be sociable with my wife.
Sure.
It was a drag just having her have a cup of coffee, and we're just well, let's have a cup of coffee together. So I took it up to be sociable, and I made myself drink it for 6 months. Just powered through because it just tastes nasty. And now I like it. So I'm thoroughly acclimated to coffee, but I've got a weird physiological quirk. I could drink a pot of coffee and go to bed.
Sure.
And some people, they have a cup. If my wife has a cup in the afternoon, she's up until 2 in the morning. And they're just very sensitive to it, and I can't tell the difference between decaffeinated and caffeinated. So the whole thing is an academic subject. Is an academic thing for me.
Sure.
But saying as a pastor, having said that, having proven that I'm entirely disqualified to speak to this issue, as a pastor, I would say this is one of those things where I think good old Aristotle got it right. There's a mean here. So if you're a junkie, you can't be civil to people until you've had your cup of coffee, or you can't get anything done, whatever, unless you're tanked up on coffee. Then I think it's time to dial it back a bit. Find the golden mean.
Right.
But don't let anything, whether it's energy drinks or coffee or anything, substitute for something else that you ought to have.
Right.
So if there's something else like self-control that you ought to have, or time management skills that you ought to have,
Or sleep.
that you ought to have,
Yes.
don't try to substitute those things for other things that God gave you to do that same thing. Go ahead and do it for an ordinary. You get up in the morning and you're a little sluggish and you want to pick me up. Sure, great, but I wouldn't lean heavily on coffee or anything like that.
So sort of
as a pattern.
Right. Observe the trajectories of your decisions and see how that works out. That's good.
And if you find yourself being able to thread the needle of a sewing machine while it's running,
Never tried that.
then maybe you better lay off.
Dial it back.